practice all the concepts from whatever we are discussing today, you need to create this infrastructure first, right? Everyone got package JSON file, huh? Right, good. Now today, after understanding the basic project architecture, today we are going to learn about another concept. We are going to see how we can design a web page. So we are going to learn some basic about web page. We need to understand about web page. Yesterday we created a web application. We created a web application environment. In that environment, we added all the files and folders. Now today, we will see how to design web page, how web page actually works. Let's see. Actually, this is our web application. And I hope you remembered the purpose of this. What's HTML pages, images, documents, all those are present in which location? Public. All dynamic resources are kept in SRC. Dynamic resources means CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, all SAS files, they are present in that location. What is package JSON? It comprises of project metadata. And what is that metadata? Detailedly you will learn. First you need to generate that. What is README? What is README? README is a help document designed by developers to guide other developers how to work on this project. All the help documentation by developers for other developers. What is gitignore? Gitignore is required for publishing our applications on Git. Later you will learn about Git. I hope you never learned about Git. You already know Git. If you already know Git, it's good. Otherwise, we will give an idea about it, how to use Git and how to publish project on Git. What is index.html? Index.html is the startup page. Application starts with which page? Index.html. Now today, we will see how to design a web page. What is a web page? First, you need to understand a small definition about it. If anyone asks what is a website or a web application, don't say website is a collection of web pages. So if anyone asks what is website, what is web application, never say collection of web pages. Usually school, college learners have this definition with them. We ask what is website, they say collection of web pages. Technically, website is a virtual directory. We call it as a virtual folder. Websites or web applications are virtual folders. We call them virtual directory. Now, what is a web page? Let's see. Actually, web page, it is a hypertext document that provides an interface to interact with the resources on website or application. It is a hypertext document that provides an interface to interact with resources on website or application. Technically speaking, web pages are hypertext documents. Actually, you need to understand what is the meaning of hyper. What is the meaning of the word hyper? It's a general English term. What is the meaning of the word hyper? Usually we use this word regularly like hyperactive, hypersensitive. Am I right? What does hyper means? The English meaning of the word hyper is beyond. Hyper means beyond. Beyond active, then we call as hyperactive. Beyond sensitive, then we call hypersensitive. Why we call web pages hyper? Why web pages are called hypertext documents? For example, simple. Suppose I am opening a web page of Amazon. I am opening a web page of Amazon. This is a web page of Amazon. Now, when I open the web page of Amazon, whatever I can see here, when I watch any content here, now tell me, is this only information Amazon having? Is this only information Amazon is having? No. Where is other information? Where is other information? For example, you want information about mobiles. It is behind that mobiles text. Na? Am I right? That means user can click on mobiles, and beyond this page there is a mobile page. It will navigate you to that page and it will take you to that information. Hypertext document means a document which shows some content and contains lot of information beyond it. That means it will show you some information, but that is not only the information it is having. It has lot of information beyond what it shows. We can navigate to it and we can access and use it. That is the reason web pages are called hypertext documents. Hypertext means the text that can take you beyond what you see. The text that can take you beyond what you see. Then we call it as hypertext because the meaning of the word hyper is beyond. So why web pages are called hypertext documents? The term hyper refers to beyond, refers to the term beyond, refers to the term beyond. A hypertext document, a hypertext document can present content and navigate user beyond the context. A hypertext document can present content and navigate user beyond that context. So web pages are hypertext documents. So they are hypertext documents. First, I will explain what is static. If you are learning any computer programming languages, these two terms are very common. Static, non-static terms are very common, but majority learners have a wrong definition with them. If I ask any Java, .NET or Python or some other OOP learners what is static, do you know what they answer? They say that static members are accessible by class name. Non-static members are accessible by instance of class. When you ask what is static to learners, usually they say static members are accessible by class name. The question is what is static, and you are giving answer how it is accessed. So your answer itself is wrong. And obviously 99% all Java.NET learners have the same definition with them. If we ask what is static, they will say static members are accessible by class name. That's not the question. What is static? How you define static and non-static? This is very important to understand in computer programming. Actually, static and non-static refers to memory. Static and non-static are the terms related to memory. Actually, what is the nature is static, it refers to continuous memory. If anyone asks in interviews what is static, you tell any story to them, they are not satisfied until or unless you use the word continuous memory. Right? So static refers to continuous memory. Continuous memory means memory allocated for first request will continue for other requests. That is the nature of static memory. Memory allocated for first request will continue for other requests. The memory allocated for the first request will continue for other requests. So this is static memory. What is the difference? I will tell you. I will show you practically. See, static means memory is continuing. Non-static means disconnected memory. We call it as discrete memory. Non-static is discrete memory. Discrete memory means memory is newly allocated every time. I will show practically one concept. Later in programming, you will learn about it. Just observe the concept. Don't worry what I am writing here. Just observe the concept. I am writing a simple script. Is it? Just observe. Stat demo.s is demo.s plus 1, and this dot n is this dot n plus 1. And equal to of demo dot n is equal to the value of n. So don't worry what I am writing, just observe. See, I am printing. So I am creating object 2 and I am printing. So I am using object, I am printing. Okay. See here, just observe the concept. Actually, in this program, we are having S0 and N is 0. S is static and N is dynamic. Dynamic, or you say non-static. Now what happened is, here the first object is using S, and the first object is using N also. Am I right? Then what happened here is S value will be increased by 1 and n value also increased by 1. N also increased by 1. Now what happened is first object finished using, second object is working na. When second object goes, what will happen is the memory allocated for dynamic is deleted. The memory allocated for dynamic is deleted. That means it is working only for which object? It is working only for first object. After first object completed, this memory will reset. But for second object, this memory continues. If the memory is continuing, then for the second object, S value will be 1 plus 1. It will be how much? 2. But for second object, N will be again how much? 0 plus 1. For example, now third object is using. Second object completed, but S is continuing. And N will reset every time. Newly allocated, memory is newly allocated every time. So what is static means? The memory allocated for first request is continuing for others na? Observe carefully now when you run this program, you will understand S is 1, 2, 3, but N is always 1. Understood? 3 different objects. First object started using memory. The same memory continues to second. The same memory continues to third. Static memory means continuous memory. Non-static memory means disconnected memory. Memory allocated, transaction completed, and memory ends. For because memory is newly allocated na. That means what is static and what is non-static. Static means continuous memory. Non-static means disconnected memory. We call it as discrete memory. I will explain a real-time example where we use this. For example, you are doing a money transaction in any payment app. Suppose PhonePe, Paytm, Google Pay. You are sending money to a person and it will ask, please confirm your PIN. You entered a PIN, money transaction completed. To the same person, within next second, you are sending some more money. Will it ask PIN again? Why you are asking PIN again? Or just now I sent to that person. Just now I sent to that person. Why you are asking PIN again? Because not security. It is simply like memory allocated for the transaction. Transaction completed, memory delete. Doesn't remember your PIN anymore. This type of memory, we call it as discrete memory. Discrete memory is safe. Why it is safe? Memory allocated, transaction completed, memory destroyed. That is good for security. But it is not great every time. What is problem? I will tell you. Your website you need to work. Now what happened is, for first page you logged in. You entered user ID, password. If it asks login for every page, that is not great na. Memory for that. Static memory means you will log in for first page, you will continue for others. If you forget to sign out, still signed in for continuous operations. And non-static is good for discrete operations. Both. So what is static and non-static? If anyone asks in any programming technology in interviews, you should answer using these terms. What are those terms? Static is what kind of memory? Continuous memory. Continuous memory means memory allocated for first request will the same continue for other requests. Actually, what does this means for a web page? Actually, static page comprises of same content to render on every request. Static page comprises of same content to render on every request. Same content to render on every request. That is static page. I will show practically, we'll see that. Technically, static have extension. Static pages have extension .html or .htm. Static pages will have extension .html or .htm. So what are dynamic pages? Dynamic, it refers to discrete memory. It refers to discrete memory. Memory is newly allocated for every request. Memory is newly allocated for every request. Newly allocated for every request. Dynamic page can send a customized response for every request. Dynamic page can send a customized response for every request. Customized response for every request. Dynamic pages have extension .jsp, .php, .asp, .aspx, etc. depending on technology. JSP is Java, ASP and ASPX are .NET Microsoft related, ASP related to Visual Basic, PHP belongs to PHP technology. So static and dynamic. So now the point is how these pages work. Actually, whether it is a static or dynamic, it doesn't depends on how it looks like. Static, remember one point, static page, dynamic page doesn't depends on how a page looks like. It depends on how a page responds. If a page is responding same, then it is static. If it is changing, then it is dynamic. I will show you one example. Suppose I open here some tutorialpoint.com. In that I opened some tutorials like web development. Okay. In that I selected something like HTML, CSS. When I open this page, observe carefully. Is this the same page for everyone? Is this the same page for everyone? Huh? right? That is why it is a static page. You can see HTML. That means you request 100 times, you request from different places, information is seen. That means this is what kind of page? This is an static page. Static page. Let's see one point. For example, now here I am opening some W3 schools. Okay. I open some HTML. Observe carefully. I am selecting some program. You see here, is it same for everyone? Is it same for everyone? No, it is not same for everyone. You see, I type here, welcome Naresh IT, then automatically it will respond to my request. Is it responding same? It is not responding same. So this is not a static page. This is a dynamic page, ASP. That is a dynamic page. If you see ASP, ASPX means it is designed with .NET technology. If you see JSP means it is designed with Java. You see PHP means it is PHP technology. ASP, ASPX are .NET. JSP is Java. PHP is PHP technology. So is it responding same to everyone? It is not responding same. So it is not a static page. It is what kind of page? Dynamic page. Now observe one more I will show you here. For example, I will open inoxmovies.com. Now tell me, is it a static page or a dynamic page? Is it a static page or dynamic page? Is it a static or dynamic page? It is a dynamic page. It will open my city related movies. I hope you know that. Right? Open Book My Show or you open anything, will it show same movies across India? According to your location, it changes now. I have shown that some pages HTML, ASP are there, but in modern technology, we don't show page names. URLs will be simple, plain and safe. They don't show page names. That's the reason don't expect that every time you will see a page name. For example, you are opening some websites, suppose like say IRCTC. This is IRCTC. You can open so many details. You can select so many details. But observe in the URL, they will not show the page name. This is some file we are accessing. In the URL, they will not show the page name. That means they will not show the page name. The page is very simple. You can observe here, they given just / na. You cannot see the page name. .html, .php, JSP, you will not see that. So whether a static page or dynamic page, that depends on how it responds. Now remember, if I don't show the page extension, nobody can tell which technology is used. Many times people come and ask, sir, can I know which technology is used for this page? Not possible. Not possible. It's not possible to tell which technology is used for page. Which front-end technology is used, we can estimate, but we cannot be accurate. Which back-end technology is used, never possible, not possible, impossible. It is possible if they show JSP, okay, Java, ASP, okay, it is .NET, right? Otherwise, you cannot estimate the technology, which technology they are, to know what the is clear. What is a static page? A static page comprises of same information to display every time on every request. A dynamic page will change according to the request. For example, suppose you are watching a website of university college. In that there is a hall ticket page. You enter hall ticket number and you will get hall ticket details. Is it a static page or dynamic page? Why it is a dynamic page? Because it will not respond same to everyone. It changes according to request. So they are not static pages. They are what? Dynamic. Now to design static and dynamic pages. So remember here, very important. Both static and dynamic pages. Dynamic page is designed by using HTML. Both static and dynamic page are designed by using HTML. They are designed by using HTML. This is very important because some people have a misunderstanding. When we ask what is the purpose of HTML, we see that so many people tell HTML is for static pages. That is rubbish. HTML is required for dynamic page also. Static page, dynamic page, any web page is designed with HTML. HTML is not for static and not other. Right? To design both static pages, dynamic pages, you need HTML. Only the point is, in dynamic page, composition changes. For example, see, suppose static page. Static page means usually it contains HTML, CSS, and JavaScript also. Some people think that JavaScript means dynamic. I will clarify all these when we start working, because these are all misunderstandings from learners. Because so YouTube and all these, they misguide so much. I will tell you the clear resources where you can find the correct information. Right? So static page is designed with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We use Bootstrap for design and all. So many combinations are used. Dynamic page, actually, dynamic page also have HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It will also have Bootstrap. In addition to that, it will have a backend technology. That means it will use backend. It will use backend. Backend means we call server side page, server side scripts. So this backend, better you say as server side script, server side. That means a dynamic page is also having all these things. Only that extra it has server script. So that is the reason. Why do you think Java, .NET, Python, all these people are sent to learn HTML? Because they cannot be Java developer without HTML. Right? They cannot be a Java or .NET developer without HTML. Why do you think we teach HTML to you? Just to time pass with you. Right? Because a developer, a Java .NET developer is a zero developer, because these days we don't want Java .NET people. We want full stack developers. And what do you think full stack developer means? Only Java. Means from front end to back end, he must able to handle everything. Otherwise, useless. Right? So why many people even today doesn't get proper is hypertext markup language. And in that one part of the meaning you already know, just today I explained. What is the meaning of HTML? Hypertext means beyond. The text that can navigate you beyond what you see. Right? Hypertext meaning the text which can navigate beyond what we see. Then why it is called markup language? What is the meaning of the word markup? Let's see. What is the concept of markup language? What is the point about markup? I will give a small point here. Let's see. Suppose we are having a software like MS Word. MS Word is used to design documents like letters, resumes and all. Now in this MS Word, we have a paper called A4 size. You know na? A4 size means approximately it will be 12-inch height and it will be approximately 8-inch width. That is the actual size of A4, approximately 8 and 12 inch. Now in this MS Word, you prepared a letter to something and you prepared some letter. So yours something like this. Now you need to print this letter. You need to print this letter on a printer. That means on a printer you have to print this. So we have a printer device. On the printer device you need to print this. Now what happens is in the printer you are given with a paper. And this paper is a company letterhead. That means already company letterhead means you know that they are printed with company logo at the top, company address at the bottom, am I right? And you know different company letterheads have different size. For example, this company letterhead size is 10 inches height and it is having 7 inches width like this. Now when I print this letter on this paper, can it print properly? Can I print it properly? Huh? No. Then to print it properly, what should I do? I cannot change my paper size, physical paper size. My physical paper size is fixed. I can change the paper size in MS Word, na? Yes. Not only that, actually, how technicians answer this? How technicians answer this question that how to print properly? Technicians say that we will mark up our content to present it correctly on the paper. Understood? That means we use the word called markup. We use the word markup. If anyone asks like how do I can print exactly how it is in my design, then we will say that markup your information. So what is the meaning of the word markup? What is the meaning of the word markup? Markup is the process of preparing our content to present exactly how we want. Understood? That means markup is the process of preparing our content to present exactly how we want. HTML is a language which is used to mark up our information to present it properly on a browser. We are marking up our information to present it on paper, na? And in web, we mark up our information to present it in a browser. For example, without a markup language, can we present anything? Without a markup language, can we present anything? Yes, we can present. For example, I will show you. I am typing here as web application. Okay, I will run this now. Right click and open with server. Or yesterday I showed you go live na, and you will see that it is running. Okay, now see what happened here is I am moving this to the center screen. I am moving to the center screen, and in the next line I am designing here static and dynamic. I am writing like this, static and dynamic. I am keeping this in the center now. Now see what happens here. I designed like this and I am trying to present now. It is unable to present in the same way. Am I right? Can we present without a markup language? Yes, we are presenting now. We are presenting now. We are presenting, but we cannot present exactly how we want. Do you know in real-time projects, we present lot of things directly like this. We don't use any HTML. In real world projects, several pages we present directly. We don't write any HTML. Without HTML also you can present. Many people give you a wrong idea. Like people say, why you are learning HTML? Because browser understands HTML. Browser don't understand even HTML. Browser understands only binary codes. Even your HTML need to be translated into it. If anybody says why you are learning HTML because browser understand HTML, that is wrong. Because browser cannot understand even HTML. How HTML is translated in browser, we will see in next level. I will show you. The point here is we cannot present exactly how we want, but we can present. Then what our developers will do is they mark up this information. How I am marking this information, and I am writing here, and I will put align as center. And you see when I mark up my information, it can present exactly how I am expecting. So HTML is not a programming language. HTML is not a programming language. HTML is a markup language, means a language used for presentation. There is a lot of difference between markup language and programming language. A programming language can interact with you, but HTML is not for interaction. It is just for presentation. So why it is called HTML? I hope you have the meaning now. So what does hyper means? Hypertext. Hypertext refers to the text that navigates user beyond the context. Beyond the context. Markup. Markup is the term. Markup is the term derived from marking up, which is the process of preparing, your content. So developed a language called GML and SGML. Generic markup language, standard generic markup language. These are the first markup languages for internet. So internet started with GML and SGML. It was designed by CERN, Council for European Research and Nuclear. These people developed this. And after that, so Tim Berners-Lee introduced HTML. He introduced HTML in early 1990s. He developed the concept of HTML. But HTML is not a new concept. It is derived from GML and SGML. Before HTML, we used to have a language called GML, generic markup language, and SGML, standard generic markup language. After that, Tim Berners-Lee introduced this HTML in 1990. After this, IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force. Internet Engineering Task Force is designed and developed by a community called WHAT-WG, Web Hypertext Application Technology Work Group. Till date, even today, HTML is under the control of these people. HTML latest version, actually, WHAT-WG designed, developed HTML4 and HTML5. So HTML5 is the latest version, is the latest available version. Since 2014, we say HTML5 latest version, but it is in 2014. After that, there is no HTML new version. HTML5 released in 2014, till today we use HTML5 only. We say HTML5 latest version, but it is so many years back. Right? After that, there is no another version of HTML. Till now, even today, we are using which version of HTML5? We are using HTML5. HTML standards are maintained by these people, WHAT-WG. These are the people who develop HTML. For example, you see here, this is WHAT-WG. This is the official website of WHAT-WG. So these are the people who are maintaining HTML from 2004. You will get all information about HTML from here. This is accurate because see, generally on internet, so many websites will teach you HTML, so many YouTube channels will teach HTML. Because see, from 20-25 years, we are also teaching HTML. Only one problem we face from you people is, these days people, they are very much aware of internet, watching various websites, YouTube channels, and they come and ask, sir, in that website I have seen like this, in that YouTube channel he said like this. I don't care what he says. Don't come up with those points to me. Why? Because I am giving all information and detail from these resources. Understood? That means people who developed HTML, what they say about HTML, it matters to us, not somebody on YouTube channel. You may say that I am watching a YouTube channel, it have 1 million subscribers. He teaches HTML very well in Hindi, Telugu, Tamil. Right? So what? He is better than the person who invented HTML. People will laugh at you. Right? That means if you say that I am following this person and I will follow that person, not the person who invented, then people will feel like you are foolish. What you are talking about? That means the person who developed, he don't know, and the person who is explaining, he know better than the person who invented. Right? This controversy is very regular. I saw in YouTube channel, I saw in website. If you saw, keep it with you. Right? Don't come up with those suggestions. Somebody told like this, some website said like this, some book said like this. We don't care. Because in real time, developers follow only official source. Right? For example, Tim Berners-Lee invented HTML. Now he is taking a class on HTML. Will you attend his batch or will you come to my batch? Yeah. You will not come to my batch. Huh? Huh? Even if you go to his batch, you will come to my batch again. Because you people need English movies with English subtitle. Understood? Huh? That is your capacity. Understood? You need English movies with English subtitle. That is your capacity of understanding. Then imagine a high level technician speaking about a technology. You can't understand. It will be like Christopher Nolan movie. Na? Tomorrow it is coming, Odyssey. Christopher Nolan, you know him? Right? He's a genius director. Interstellar, Inception, Tenet. Right? All these are his movies. When we watch on main IMAX screen those movies, he shoots everything on IMAX screen for an IMAX camera. I saw Interstellar on an IMAX screen. The person beside me was whistling, clapping for every scene. After movie completed, while walking, he was asking what we are going to understand. Two important things. One is browser architecture and HTML parsing. These two are important to start HTML. To start with HTML, you need to understand browser architecture and you need to understand HTML parsing. Browser architecture means how browser works and how HTML works inside browser. These 2 points, if you know, then we can start practically working with it. That we'll see in our next session. Tomorrow we will do that, right? Right, for few days, our session will be up to 5:30 only. And we will start by 4:10 and we will end by 5:20, 5:25 every day. After 1 week, we will have little lengthy sessions. Lengthy means it will be up to 5:45 every day. Okay. Initially, we will take a short session. Later, we will increase. Okay. Then you need to practice everything. But today, there is nothing to practice. I just given an introduction. Tomorrow, we will discuss about browser architecture, HTML parsing. Then we can start practically working. Tomorrow, we will continue. Okay. Right. Class code for offline people, we will keep a QR code outside tomorrow. Tomorrow when you enter into the class, you will get a QR code there. You can scan and join. I will upload all the notes into that location. Okay, na? Right, tomorrow we'll continue.